Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Tuesday, January the 31st. The year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Monthly wrap-up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So, taking a look at the month, price is towards the high. We're 232 pips, or I'm so off the above the monthly open, 126 off the high and 480 off the low. I don't think that monthly range is going to change today. Anything could happen, but I just don't see it happening. But it looks like we're going to close green for the month. For the week right now, we're red. All the gaps have filled. And we're 61 pips below that weekly open. And here we see the opening range for the week was put in yesterday, and we broke that to the downside at 23.36, and we're 15 pips below it at the moment. And once again, for the month and year, we are 232 pips above that open. We had an inside bar 2 days ago, and we broke the low again at 23.44. So you can see once again these horizontal lines that stay the same are definitely places where you can take trades, and if you trade well, manage your money, you can make a profit. It's kind of funny. I was listening to this one trader, and she said, it's not so much making a profit, but it's keeping a profit. If you're up 4 or 5 pips and you've exited out, then you get in another trade. Just make sure you don't lose more than the 5 pips. In fact, I think they had a rule, something about if you give back, was it 20 to 40% of your profit, then you're just done. You're just out. You want to end the day with most of your profit. The range right now on the pound is only 87 pips. You can see we've got a bunch of pairs over 100 pips. In fact, the other pound pairs are over 100 pips. The only other pound pair that isn't is the euro pound, which is only 58 pip range. Oh, and I had a trader ask me via email about the B clock indicator right here, because on the B clock indicator, I have where you can show the ATR, and I guess they were trading something, and they didn't think the ATR was working right for their instrument. Now, if your instrument trades more than one session, it's going to work for all the open sessions. So it's not session based, it's daily based. So I can't remember exactly what they were trading, but I think it was some of the indices, and they were talking about the New York. Well, if it trades before or after New York, well, that's still part of the range. And they were asking me about my donational indicators, and I said, well, you can use the smart ranges or smart range indicator if you want to see what those ranges are, during the period that you're trading. So, we talked about know what you trade. It's like, okay, you really do need to know what you trade, even though I say it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. But no matter what you trade, you have to know what you're trading. So there's really not a conflict or in those two statements. So you can see here at the buy zone, we crisscrossed the daily open a few times, and then the short zone paid off. And you can see here the rat zone. It's kind of interesting that the smart rat actually has a bigger zone than the original rat. Even though on this we had changed the original rat down to 15 pips as opposed to 20 based on the frequency distributions. But the range is expanding, and you can see here the red rat looks like it's about 18 pips. Actually no, that's more like no, I guess this is still 20 pips. So yeah, so this is actually about 23 pips, and the green rat is about 22. So that means that the high minus the candle top, no, I'm sorry, high minus close and close minus low have definitely been increasing over, I believe I use 100 days worth of data in the Smart Rat. Let's see. Actually, 250 days worth of data. That's basically a year's worth of data. So that way you'll get a better read, because you don't want it moving around too much. And the pivot trading plan, Bambino flex indicators said to be short. Pivot trading plan said to be short near the pivot. And you can see here, we touched the pivot, went through it a bit, and then dropped from it. So once again, pivot trading plan paid off. And it said near S1 bias is long. You can see it moved up once, twice. Can't really tell on this H4. So we probably need to look at H1. And you can see how many times it's crossed above, whoops, the S1. And once again, just following the candle color. So you're right about that area once again, but H1 is red, so might not want to go long there. And we did take out the pivot today on the daily. We've taken out the weekly, and we've taken out the monthly. So pivot traders were rewarded during January 2023. Wick zones, in and out of that lower wick zone, you can see here, to the upside 2-3 different times, then to the downside 3 times. And let's see, we did say we're looking at the monthly. Let's switch the time frame to monthly. So you can see here ATR 14, 628, but we only had 606, which over the last 12 months, that's at the 41 percentile. Better than last month. High minus previous high, only 1 pip. Previous low minus the low is 151, so anybody going south made some pips. High minus close at the moment, 129. Close minus low, 477. So rats were paid off. And buy zone traders, high minus open, 358. Open minus low, 249. So if you traded the monthly buy zone, you were rewarded. Put that back to the week. And for today's trading, as you can see here, we are stuck between the 2300 and 2330 for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. And one thing I've been noticing on M30 is when you get these huge bars, there's usually a retrace. And actually, I've been using the indicator 2 to gauge that case right here. You can see lower high was put in, had a 2 ball, turned right around, and is moving back up. Higher low, there was a trigger off a 2 ball, followed by a bearish candle. So you had bull bear, break the bear low. So that rat reversal type trade would have paid off. Let's see. I guess I don't have an indicator 2 on any of these charts, so we'll have to do that another day. Once again, range 606. We saw that. The year to date is the same. I think yesterday or the day before we were at 249. Now we're only at 1.92% above the yearly open. And as far as the trade reminder, I don't really see anything earth-shattering that sticks out. Because once again, right now, looking at an H1 chart, you can see we're just chop. So I don't think there's any news coming out. But who knows what can happen between now and the end of the day. Somebody might be trying to do something with their books, one way or the other. So it could move price. But right now we're at the lunch hour, and I'm going to pause the video for a second. Okay, back to you. Like I said, you can see we're below yesterday's low here. That, we tested it once, twice. Actually, this was yesterday's low put in here, so you tested it once. That's almost a test. That was a test. And the fourth time or third time, depending if you want to count this one, it broke it and broke it good. Which is something else I've been observing, is like the third time it tests something, third or fourth time, a lot of times it'll break. And so, but not to get too anxious. Once again, you just have your stop loss in place. You can take your chances. And not to be too greedy, just stack up those, 1 to 5 pip trades over and over. And then you can make your daily goal, and you don't have to push it. That's, knowing what you trade. Sometimes you have to know not to push it, because, for example, the pound might go up 5 or 10 pips only to reverse 5 or 10 pips. And so you can watch your profits evaporate. So I mean, from here to here is only about 12 pips, and if you didn't take those 12 because you wanted more, well, look what's happened. You've been giving them back, and that's something you really don't want to do. And so, as I stated, before, you have your trading plan, you have your method, you know it. You write those entries and exits down on a 3x5 card, so you know what to do, when to do it. And you go back to that card. It's like after every trade, go back to it so it's burned in your brain. And in that way, all you have to do is focus on the entries and the exits. You don't have to analyze anything. You say, does it meet my criteria? If no, then you just wait for the next candle. You wait for the setup, and you probably know in advance. So if you were waiting on a white candle to close here, you're going to have to wait a whole nother minute. So in the meantime, you can review, and you don't want to rush to trade. You go, oh, I see some white, and then you jump in, and next thing you know, price winds up going down. So, fellow traders, that's going to wrap it up for the month. I hope you all had a profitable month. And I really want you to think about knowing what you trade. Because no matter what you trade, it's not what you trade. It's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.